Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb. This is the 2014 sequel. It's an hour and 41 minutes long, and it's 10 years old this year. Good grief. Maybe I can get the exact date it was released. I don't care. This is directed by Sean Levy again, and stars Ben Stiller as Larry Daly, the night watchman at the New York City, Manhattan, Museum of Natural History. Now, if you don't already know the concept of the Night at the Museum, there's a special ancient tablet that has magical powers that brings all of the creatures and people and everything in the museum to life every night. And Larry discovers this pretty in pretty dramatic fashion in the first film, and all sorts of shenanigans take place, and a great evil is vanquished, and all is good in the end. But now we have a sequel, and we don't really what do you do with the sequel? Well, you take the characters you already know and love and are comfortable with each other, and then take them out of their comfort spaces. So that's generally what every single sequel does, for the most part, when it comes to franchises like this. And who knew this would become a franchise? I mean, Ben Stiller, Sean Levy hoped, but yeah. What we do is we get what is also the final performance of Robin Williams in this series. There is a tribute to him and Mickey Rooney, who also makes an appearance in this film as well. So there's a neat little, just a brief, tiny little tribute to Robin and Mickey at the very end. And yeah, this is kind of the great thing about the Night at the Museum films. They're lighthearted, they're fun. There's lots of action, lots of comedy, lots of just people getting weird and having jokes, and just interactions between the characters. Sometimes the same actor playing both characters, such as Ben Stiller playing Larry, and also playing a caveman who looks an awful lot like Larry. But actually, to me, it looked like Ben Stiller playing Tom Cruise playing a caveman. If you ever seen him play Tom Cruise, you know what I'm talking about. So it's just all the crazy wackiness of the films, of the characters you know and love, playing historical, real, and fictional mythological characters. And of course, a dinosaur skeleton of a T-Rex that comes alive and acts like a dog. So yeah, and also a monkey that pees on way too many people in this movie. It's Dexter, played by what's-his-face, the monkey. Why can't I remember his name? Crystal the monkey, I think, was also the same monkey from Friends. So yeah, the monkey that everybody hates. Well, he gets to pee on a lot of people. At least 3. Yeah. So what we do is we get our normal cast of characters. Like I said, we got Ben Stiller, we got Robin Williams as Teddy Roosevelt, and we got Ben's erstwhile buddy, Owen Wilson, playing the cowboy again. What's his name? Jedediah. And Steve Coogan plays Octavius, I believe. Octavius, yes. And, they're this kind of odd couple buddy kind of thing with a little bit, some overtones, let's just say. At least on Steve Coogan's part, on Octavius's part, but, that's the way things are. And Dick Van Dyke makes an appearance, of course. Ricky Gervais plays the uptight person who manages the museum. And everything starts out in this story. I'm not going to tell you the story too much because I don't want to ruin it for you. It's not overly complex. It's a MacGuffin kind of quest kind of situation that takes all of our favorite characters, most of them anyway, and sends them to England. And just like the third one takes everybody to Washington, D.C. I've been watching, by the way, because of this thing is randomly picking them. We watched the third one months ago. I don't know. It's been so long. Watched the third one. Now we watch the second one, and eventually we're going to watch the original at some point when it gets picked. But the new characters we get to see in this are, what is his name? Dan Stevens. He plays Sir Lancelot. Yeah, well, we're in the English Museum of History, and, well, even though Lancelot is not a real character, a real person in history, he is a part of the mythology of the world of Camelot. And he comes to life along with everything else, and serves to be quite the character. And when you have a whole new museum full of characters and creatures and people coming to life who have never come to life before, you get that same kind of magic that you had in the first film, but with a whole new set of experiences. So, but they seem to also have the bones of a triceratops. So there's always going to be a dog-like bony dinosaur that needs to be tamed and or battled. So we get, in this one, we have a night watchman for this museum, played by Rebel Wilson, who at the time was the hottest, most popular comedic actress. They were throwing her into every film. I forget even the movie that she was made popular in, made most famous in. But she was all over the place, and of course, you just throw her in there. She's barely in this, even though if you look at the avatar or the icon thumbnail for this movie, it's her, it's Robin Williams, and it's Ben Stiller. So, but she has a somewhat pretty important role, but a very small role, and that's what you get with a lot of these actors in this. There's a number of cameos by actors that are pretty freaking big, that are on screen for less than 5 minutes, 3 minutes. We also get who else do we get? I'm building up to it. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie. But Ben Kingsley is in this. Let's see. Ben Kingsley. Well, I know who else. Oh, Matt Frewer. For those of you who know, he plays a guy in the early sequence. I thought he'd be more important, but he is only in the flashback sequence to 1938. This sort of gives us background on what goes on with the tablet, what we get in this movie, which if you ever care about continuity or anything else, we get to learn why the tablet is magical. And we get a kind of a look back to 1938 at when it's first discovered, and who discovers it. Well, it seems like it's like an Indiana Jones type of character. But not Indiana Jones. Even though this is a 20th Century Fox film, and they could have probably maybe have used Indiana Jones in a sense, but it's meant to refer to fedora and everything else. So there's a kind of a big cameo sequence in this that I'm hesitant to spoil. Only because it's pretty fantastic. So I'm not going to say much about it. I'm just going to say that it features Alice Eve and Hugh Jackman. That's all I'm going to say. Hugh Jackman. Doesn't make any sense, but it's... And they play themselves. So, yeah. That's kind of a fun sequence that they didn't have to throw in there. But it kind of makes sense. Honestly, they could use other actors as well. But also, even better, is that Hugh makes a Wolverine reference. It's so freaking good. And I kind of thought that I saw this film, but I guess not. I would have remembered that scene. It's a very physical Wolverine reference, which is kind of freaking great. So yeah, if you haven't seen the rest of these films beyond the original or any of the films, I honestly suggest watching them. They're not meant to be like overtly complex think pieces or anything else. Usually it involves Larry coming to terms, trying to become closer with his son, trying to deal with being a father and what he sees as a failure in some cases, at least in the first film. In this one, he kind of wants to he's a dad to a teenager who is very much a teenager, not a preteen, not a junior high kid anymore, but a teenager who kind of wants to do his own thing. And so yeah, we get rather than being some sort of son damsel in distress kind of thing, he becomes part of the team in a sense that goes on this quest to save everybody, save all the characters we know. And so yeah, it's a lot of this is just kind of a bare bones quest kind of thing, with a lot of just funny scenes thrown in to sort of pad out the story. It does advance some character plot lines a little bit but for the most part, it's really a Ben Stiller-ish type comedy, as you would know. It's almost skit-like in certain sequences that add to the story, but are not like part of the main quest. So I didn't think I'd like this movie as much as I thought I would. I figured it'd be good, but I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot more than I thought people normally should have, with a sequel to a comedy that just seems like it's there to milk the box office dollars. And yes, probably did that. Hopefully did that for them. But I wasn't one of those people that spent the money. So, some people didn't give it as useful reviews. And now the end, to me, I'm not going to give away the end, but the end to me, while upbeat, seems a little silly. And but it was just, I think it's meant to just sort of add an atmosphere of just fun. Because if they had just gone with the where I thought it should end, it would have been kind of sad-ish, because some sacrifices have to be made. But Night at the Museum's series of films, and they have an animated fourth one, so that follows Larry's son and some of the characters and things that we saw in the third film. So yeah, it's but it's always that tablet. It's always that tablet that's, is at the heart of things. Highly recommend it. Give it a shot if you haven't watched them yet. I think it's fun for kids and it's fun for adults. You can both watch it and not be annoyed. Ricky Gervais, also not used to him playing some of the more corporate type films, the big studio films, but he plays the obnoxious Brit to a T, like he's never done that before. But yeah, give it a shot. I think I haven't seen the first one in a long time. I know I've seen the first one. This one I might not have. I might actually like this one more than the original, it's hard to do when you do these things. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. 35. Oh my. One of my dreams came true. I was like, I want a short. I haven't had a short in a while. Since a Donald Duck one we had a couple weeks ago. It feels like forever. But we have a short. And this will be easy. This is from 1940. I have a feeling it deals with, it's a Pluto one, but I could be wrong. It's called Bone Trouble. So, that's what we're watching next. The 1940 animated short called Bone Trouble, the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.